Alrighty, I'm back home in Finland. It's now the Monday week after Rally Croatia, so had some time to, I guess, soak in what was a pretty cool weekend for us. We finished, second in the junior category, so a huge result really, considering our limited experience on tarmac. But yeah, just a super cool weekend, to be honest. So I guess so difficult in so many different ways, but yeah, really happy to have gotten to the end relatively trouble-free, I suppose. It started with a pretty good pre-event test, I would say, although the road we had to work with was a little bit short, but the road has been used as a stage in the last 3 years for Rally Croatia. So yeah, we knew it was kind of a representative road, and we got to do heaps of runs. So yeah, that was, I guess, a good start to the weekend. It's always a bit weird, actually, the feeling driving on tarmac when you go, like, first time back on tarmac after what would have been maybe six months or 6 or 8 months since I last drove the car on tarmac. It always feels really weird. First couple of runs, it feels really wrong and strange, and also the first couple of runs when the tyres are still cold and coming up to temperature and everything, it's a really probably not the most confidence-inspiring feeling. But yeah, once we started to get on top of the car again on tarmac, then I was probably getting quite excited for the weekend. Obviously, I was looking forward to it anyway, but yeah, you do the first couple of runs and sort of think, oh, this doesn't feel so familiar. So yeah, once we sort of got on top of that, then the feeling was really good, and the rest of the test panned out quite well. The Recce for Croatia is really difficult, always difficult. Thankfully, we'd been there a couple of times and done the Recce. We did the Recce for the rally last year, which I think was a big help for us, because a lot of some of the guys who were doing the rally for the first time, who were struggling in the Recce, I remember sort of having those struggles the first time we drove the roads. So yeah, I guess it's so difficult because it's lots of corners, a lot of short corners as well, and it's always, we've done sort of technical stages where it's corner into corner into corner, but the biggest thing Croatia has is not only the cuts, but the crests and the brows and everything kind of add like an extra dimension to the challenge of the roads. So yeah, it was quite difficult, but it's the sort of thing that you do maybe Recce the first stage and think, oh, that was not so great, but then each stage you do, it seems to get better and better and better. So yeah, for sure, that was all went quite okay on the Recce. I was quite happy with the notes we made, but it's probably one of the toughest Recces. I remember the second day was, I think it was like 12 hours 12 hours from leaving the hotel in the morning to getting back in the evening, plus maybe another 4 hours of work after that, just going over the videos and really like finalising all the details in the notes. Obviously, yeah, we needed to be really precise with the notes, but also extra info on the pages about, like, for example, the box numbers, like people with rally experience, putting all the tulip numbers into the notes, so that as the rally goes and we're getting sent information about what's happening on the stages, we can find that in our pace notes and work out exactly where an issue or a rock or whatever a puncture place might be. So yeah, a lot of work on the notes. It's from that side, it's probably the busiest rally we've ever done. Just so much to do. Always something to do. Like, it felt like we didn't have a spare 5 minutes. So yeah, I guess it's enjoyable in one way because it's very busy, but also the nights seem to be going longer and longer, and the start in the morning was getting earlier and earlier. So yeah, the amount of sleep was certainly getting shorter and shorter across the weekend, which is not the nicest feeling. Obviously, tyre choice plays a big factor in this rally every year, especially this year. The threat of rain was making the decisions really, really tricky, because ultimately it didn't rain at all across the weekend, but there was rain forecast for almost all 3 days, especially the second day. I think just about everyone took rain tyres in their package, I suppose, for a loop of stages, but ultimately the rain never came. So yeah, it was super tricky. It's very interesting. Like, we have 3 choices of tyres for a tarmac rally. We have basically a soft slick tyre, a hard slick tyre, and a rain tyre. And yeah, we took so many different combinations. We took like 4 soft tyres and 2 hard tyres. We took 4 hard tyres and 2 soft tyres. We took 2 softs, 2 hards and 2 rain tyres. And then, yeah, even on the car, we did quite a few stages with the tyres sort of crossed across the car. So we would have like a soft on the front right and the rear left, and a hard on the front left and the rear right, or cross like that. So yeah, that obviously takes some getting used to, driving the car with that sort of combination of tyres on the car. Thankfully, kind of the balance, it sort of almost neutralises itself and balances itself out, which makes it a lot easier, as opposed to, say, having hard tyres on the front and soft tyres on the back, where you can end up in this situation where if you can't get heat into the hard tyres on the front, then the car will just be really understeering everywhere. So yeah, so generally the cross was sort of the way to go. Unfortunately, actually one stage, the last stage on Saturday, we had a bit of a tyre issue. We had a really slow puncture with one tyre on the front left of the car. Obviously, eventually we found out that the rim had a slight bend on it where the bead, I guess, seals up to it. But yeah, basically when we checked the tyres before going into the second to last stage of the loop, we noticed this one tyre was a little bit lower than the rest of them. Not super low, but lower than it should have been, I suppose. So we thought, okay, maybe it's just gone really cold, and the tyre was cold because the ambient temperature was relatively cooling down, I suppose. So we drove on the tyre for a little bit, like a few kilometres up to the start of the stage to see what it would do, and sure enough, the pressure did come up. So we thought, okay, maybe it's okay. And then when we got to the end of the stage, the pressure was lower than what we started. Again, it wasn't flat, but it was lower than it definitely should have been. So yeah, in the end, we had 2 rain tyres in the boot, and we had to put them on the car for a dry stage. So yeah, we had crossed two basically slick dry tyres and 2 grooved rain tyres. So yeah, obviously that makes the car a little bit unpredictable and tricky to drive, but actually it was not so bad. I guess there's so much mud and dirt gets pulled onto the road by the guys at the front of the field taking these big cuts, that actually the wet tyre can really help to clear through that pollution on the road. So yeah, I think we only lost maybe 10 seconds, although it was only a 10k stage, so it was still a decent chunk of time. But yeah, thankfully by that position in the rally, we were kind of in no man's land with the gaps in front and behind, so we were in a pretty safe place. Yeah, I suppose the plan was always to start steady in the rally, but okay, maybe we started a little bit too slow, or slower than what I was expecting. The first stage was like a huge baptism of fire, to be honest. We did the shakedown stage on Thursday, and we saw that, and we saw how much mud was on the road and dirt had been pulled onto the road, because I guess the hardest thing for people to understand is that it's a tarmac rally. But sometimes there's barely any tarmac to be seen. It can be that covered in mud and dirt, and it's really like ice when you get onto it with a slick tyre. So yeah, we did the shakedown. The feeling was quite good in shakedown, to be honest, and we kind of the problem was, I suppose, that kind of lulled us into like a false sense of security of, okay, this is the conditions we're up against, because in shakedown everyone's gone over the stage 2 or 3 times by the time we get there to do it. Whereas in the rally, obviously everyone has only done it once. So yeah, we did the shakedown, feeling was quite okay. And I guess that kind of set my baseline expectation for the second stage, or for the first stage of the rally, first loop of the rally. But yeah, it turned out the first stage, which was also the longest stage of the rally, was nothing like shakedown. There was so much mud on the road. The surface was so slippery. I had crossed hard tyres with soft tyres, so like maybe not the perfect combination for that stage anyway. Yeah, when the hard tyres are cold, then it was really difficult to drive, and I was just struggling with the confidence, because the issue was I would see the mud on the road in front of me when I would come to a corner, but I couldn't correlate that to what was going to happen to the car. So yeah, I guess that was the most difficult thing. But yeah, once we sort of had a loop of stages under our belt to figure that out, obviously it was sort of up, all up from there. The rest of the rally, we were right there on the times. So yeah, also I spun in the first stage as well, so that didn't help either. But yeah, I remember getting to the end of that stage thinking, whoa, like this is going to be a long weekend. Yeah, I said like I almost enjoyed spectating the stage more last year than what I did driving it this year. So yeah, okay. Thankfully, that was probably the worst stage of the rally. It only got better from there, but yeah, it definitely set a tone for what I thought we were going to be in for. Yeah, obviously we sort of gained the experience over the rest of that morning loop, and then in the afternoon loop we went slightly different strategy with our tyres. But I think now, yeah, once I had an idea of what to expect and we were going out to do the same stages again, then I don't know, something clicked. It didn't feel to me like anything sort of massively changed. I didn't do anything drastic to try and change the approach, but yeah, we went equal fastest on the first stage of the afternoon loop, and then we won the second stage. So yeah, it was weird because all of a sudden we were over. I think we lost over a minute and a half in the first loop just by driving slowly, and then all of a sudden, yeah, bang, equal stage win, and then a stage win, and then I think we were third in the following stage, only a couple of seconds off, and then the last stage, which was actually the repeat of the first stage of the loop. So yeah, kind of strangely, the first stage of the day was also the last stage of the day. Yeah, and I don't know, we had quite a big push, I suppose. We were trying to catch up to third place in front of us. We were sitting fourth, and we were slowly closing the gap to third, to the point where going into that stage there was only a few seconds between us, and I really wanted to be in front going into the following day, just to have that slight psychological advantage, I suppose, starting the following day, knowing that we were in third and we got the position. So yeah, fortunately we were able to do that. I suppose the downside was I had to pass the car in the stage, which probably cost us the stage win. But yeah, it was a pretty big push, I would say, from a few of us as well, because yeah, it was a 23k stage, and at the end of the stage, I was one of 3 crews that were within a second of each other. So yeah, I guess shows how close the competition is in the junior championships. So yeah, it was still a good stage and a good afternoon, and I suppose a positive day. We kind of stuck to our plan, I suppose, and yeah, I mean, after the first stage we were 9th overall, so to finish the day in third was quite a nice climb up the leaderboard, I suppose. Obviously, yeah, once we sort of got to third, then our sights were set on second place, and yeah, fortunately, I suppose we were able to take that quite early in the day, because Tom Rensenay, who we were trying to catch, had some issue with the car, and we were able to get past him. But yeah, otherwise it would have been quite a close battle. The times were very close. I think some stages I took a few seconds off him, also stages he took a few seconds off me. So yeah, I suppose once he retired and we were up to second, we worked a little bit to build a buffer over third place, because the gap wasn't that comfortable, maybe only 10 to 15 seconds, but we were able to slowly stretch that out across the rest of the day. And yeah, meant that come to Sunday we were sort of in no man's land, I suppose. We had there was a huge gap to roam it in front of us, maybe 2 minutes or something like that, a bit over 2 minutes, and yeah, we had over a minute behind us. So I guess it put us in a safe place for Sunday, because we did 4 stages on Sunday, which was 2 stages repeated once. And yeah, my plan was one stage I really enjoyed, so I wanted to push on the stage, and the other stage I didn't enjoy so much, which was the power stage of the rally. And it's super difficult. It's a bit of an infamous stage in Croatia, that it's really nothing like the rest of the rally. It's insanely difficult, really high risk as well, if you want to push hard, and the cars at the top of the field kind of proved that as well, with a few different incidents and things. So yeah, my plan was always to take it easy in that stage anyway. Fortunately, because of the gaps we had, we could take it really easy and not really lose anything. I think the first pass we lost maybe 30 to 40 seconds to the fastest time over only a 13 or 14k stage, and the second pass was even more, might have been 40 to 50 seconds. So yeah, obviously some of the guys who had retired earlier in the rally were trying to push hard and get some stage wins, but for us to win that stage was never on our radar from the start of the rally. So yeah, the other stage I really liked. We pushed quite hard on. The first pass, I think I lost the stage by maybe 3 seconds, something like that. And the second pass, I made a small mistake and I spun quite early in the stage on a slippery corner, which I knew about as well before the stage. But otherwise, the rest of the stage went quite okay. So, yeah, it was a little bit annoying. We probably missed the stage win there from my own mistake. But, yeah, all in all, a super positive weekend. To finish second on only our third tarmac rally is something we can be hugely proud of, especially it's such a difficult rally, especially for the co-drivers as well. Dan did a really great job to be able to keep up. It's, yeah, also obviously only his third tarmac rally, and we're both, yeah, learning together the speed of the notes and everything on tarmac. It's quite different to gravel, especially in Croatia. It's really, really, really difficult. So yeah, a good rally all in all for us. Obviously, yeah, massive well done to Roma as well to finish first, and yeah, super proud and happy to be part of a Rally Star 1-2. It's obviously been yeah, it's a cool journey for us all, and yeah, to get a result like this, I suppose, proves that we're worthy of our positions on the program. So yeah, Sardinia's next. Really looking forward to getting back on some rough gravel. It's a bit of a difficult rally in a sense that it's so rough. Generally, the overall speed isn't really what defines the result at the end of the rally, for the juniors anyway, especially. So yeah, we'll see what we can do. We have to be really smart and really try and get some good points as well. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting rally, but I can't wait. Thanks everyone for the support. Thanks to all my sponsors and the Rally Star program, and yeah, everyone who's supporting me. We appreciate it all very much. So yeah, we'll see everyone in Sardinia. Cheers.